going on? It's a kid in FCC, man. Coolest kid in Africa. Make sure you check me out on the Afrobeats podcast, baby. You already know it.
That's where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy girl. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokbe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Do you think beef is necessary
Yeah.
for hip hop to thrive?
I think so. I think so. As much as it's not fun when you're in it, yeah, I think it's vital to the livelihood of hip hop, man, because it's a competitive sport anyways, you know, we're here to go crazy. I mean, besides making like the hits and stuff like that, we also just want to test each other's strength, you know.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is Adeshokbe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, live from Munich with one of the biggest stars out of Africa, representing the south side of Africa.
Yes, sir.
It is the hip hop superstar, the one and only Nasty C. My brother, you
good?
are currently on tour in Europe.
Yeah.
You look like you haven't, partied at all, but I know that is absolutely false.
Yeah, absolute lie, man. I'm partying every night. Yeah, every single night.
This is the first time you're touring Europe in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, and it's amazing too, man.
Why did it take this long, bro?
I don't know, I'll be honest. I don't know, I have no idea. I think it was just like a timing thing, it's God's timing, you know? Yeah, it just so happened that we linked up with this platform called Twirly that does tours, but they leave all the bookings in the hands of the fans, which is really dope, because then your fans get to say, yo, we want you to come here, and depending on how many people vote.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really dope, right? So it's almost guaranteed that you're gonna meet people that want to see you there.
That's like guaranteed fans.
Yeah.
There's this perception, of like within the pop culture scene in Africa that the South African artists are so comfortable at home that like they don't want to come out because they don't need to come out because you're making almost international bread back home in Joburg and Durban and South Africa. Is it true?
Nah, I don't know about that. First of all, we're getting paid in rands down there. It's not dollars or euros. You know what I mean? No, absolutely not. And South Africa's small too, man. Compared to the rest of the world, it's very small. You know, so yeah, no, I don't agree with that at all.
At all.
At all.
Listen, man, you've been on the scene. You're still a very, very young man, but you've been on the scene for like years already.
Yeah.
You've got at least 4 or 5 albums in.
Yeah.
4 or 5 albums in, you've got collaboration projects. Let's talk about you stepping in at the time when you stepped into the scene, in the hip hop scene, and then looking at where we are now.
Right.
What are some of the changes that you've seen within the culture?
I think hip hop has gone through like this weird dip during like the peak of Amapiano. Hip hop they had to take a back seat, you know, we had to chill, we had to go back to the drawing board. And I think it was a blessing in disguise for us because now we don't feel too uncomfortable blending sounds and bending genres and stuff like that. You know, I think it kind of taught us to adapt because a lot of us we had to find something new now. People have to be interested again, you know, so we had to tap into different sounds and stuff like that. And I think that was a blessing in disguise for us, man. It's like,
how difficult was that? Because hip hop in South Africa was the #1 genre.
Right.
And all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and my piano came.
Everything flipped.
And it felt like hip hop all of a sudden was nowhere. How did that feel for the hip hop artists who had enjoyed serious level of superstardom?
It was bad. It left a lot of people in a very uncomfortable position because people weren't really booking hip hop artists like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Let alone the pandemic on its own took away a lot of bookings.
Absolutely.
And then when we came back from it, hip hop wasn't the sexiest thing anymore.
Yeah.
So now there's even less bookings. Understand? But luckily, a lot of the hip hop icons, I want to say, we have back at home. We have like our own shows. We have the Ivy Sun show. We have Karting Fest. We have a lot of different like festivals and shows that we do as a hip hop community.
Just to build the culture.
We were still able to look after each other and be like, yo, I'm doing the Ivy Sun tour, pull up to my show, and I'll pull up to your show. You know what I mean? It was still, a bit of community there.
You mentioned the Karting Fest, and the first thing that came to my mind was Ricky Rake. You know, when he came to the Karting Fest, that was one of the first names that I always used to, because I saw a couple of his performances.
Yeah.
And probably maybe one of his last performances was at one of those cutting fests.
Yeah.
We've lost Ricky Rick. We've lost AKA. And a couple of other guys. But let's speak specifically to AKA and Ricky Rick, who were hip-hop icons. What did those losses particularly do to the culture and to you personally, who had personal relationships with, these guys?
It shook the whole game, everyone was hurt like greatly, especially because you look at Ricky Rick, that was the guy that was like putting on all these new artists. Yeah, you know what I mean? He was the guy giving us all the drips. He was the best dressed artist in South Africa, you understand? So he was giving us all the sauce, all the drip, and at the same time putting on all these like new artists, like Frank Casino, Constantine, all these new artists we know because of Ricky.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the one who was confident enough to say these kind of things, even at award shows on radio and stuff like that. He was like, yo, stop gatekeeping the kids. Open the gate for the kids, you know what I mean? So we lost someone like that. Obviously, all took a huge knock from that. AKA being the most confident artist in South Africa, the one who reps us the most. You know what I mean? When we lost him also, we lost a real one. We lost a real one. And that one hurt me a lot personally because AKA has been by my side since I was like 15, 16 years old. I used to open for him when he used to come to Durban, and I wasn't even allowed to be at the clubs. I was young.
15.
Yeah, I was young, But somehow he'd get me in there. I perform like 5-6 minutes, whatever, get off, and then get to kick it with him. And mind you, I'm still in high school at the time.
Wow.
So I get to go back and tell these stories.
I'm stumped on them.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we lost a real one there. That one hurt me. That one hurt me a lot. I'm so grateful we got to make Lemonade before his passing. I'm so grateful.
That's
so
a
grateful.
smash record.
Yeah.
What, particularly AKA's loss and how it happened, has it changed how you move back home to South Africa? Does it change how you move?
Absolutely. I started moving very, very careful from back then anyways, but now I know that, okay, you really have to be on point like all the time. It doesn't matter if you think, oh, I'm cool there, I'm safe there, whatever. You just never know. You just never know.
Security has to be on point.
Yeah, especially in Durban too. Durban is kind of wild. So you have to
protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
Listen, man, you've had incredible projects, you've had fantastic albums,
Yeah.
but nothing hit me personally
Yeah.
like I Love It Here.
Yeah.
I think I've told everybody in the world. I introduced it to Fino. Yeah. I introduced it to a lot of other guys. They come into my car, and everybody's like, "What am I playing?" I'm playing That's love.
Nah, that's love.
That album for me is on a completely different level.
Thank you.
Not only was it musical, not only did you have like incredible tracks on there, but every single song had a personal story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talk to me about making that incredible piece.
I was in such a great place mentally, man. Having my first kid, deeply in love with the mother of my first kid. I was at a place where I was meditating a lot, I was fasting a lot, so I was very, very self-aware, aware of who I am, what I mean to the people around me, what they mean to me. Yeah. Just at a great place, man. So anything I did being 100% there. I was well aware of what I was doing. So all the lyrics, I'm talking about real stuff. I'm not just making up stuff to build a flow or melody or rhyme or whatever. No, I'm actually just like speaking from the heart, from track one all the way to the end, man. There's a lot of introspective songs over there. It's just like I'm giving you the real.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that album means a lot to me.
Now we're making albums nowadays, like, especially I'll speak from the Afrobeats, Afropop side. A lot of times people just make a bunch of records, 20, 30 records, and then it's time to select an album. They just start picking what they think and just put it together. But when I listened to that one, it felt like this was album mode for 2 weeks, and we're making albums for.
Yeah, absolutely. It was intentional. Very, very intentional. Yeah.
Is that a hip hop thing, or was that particularly for that project?
I don't think it's a hip hop thing necessarily, but for me, I like to give my albums themes, depending on what I'm going through in my life. What phase I'm at in my career, in my life, and stuff like that. I like to give it themes and stuff like that. So I was, I was locked in on that theme. I had to make sure, if you listen to that whole thing, top to bottom, you get to know exactly who I am, where my mind is at, what my priorities are, what I stand for, why I'm even doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that.
And the record you made for your pops, man, that's heavy.
Yeah, man,
bars on that was crazy.
Yeah. I had to give him his flowers. Yeah, me and him have a crazy relationship,
Is
man. Yeah, because growing up, and it's just like this in my community, and it's like black people where I come from, not really that close with our fathers. You know, we don't really have these deep one-on-ones where we get to understand them, who they really are. Like, what type of music do you like to listen to? Did you play sports growing up? Did you make music? What kind of, you know, I never really got to know him like that, never had conversations. And even just hearing your father say, oh, I love you, or I'm proud of you, and stuff like that. Or even you saying that to him, because he needs to hear that too.
Facts.
You know, we never really had those conversations. So it was kind of dark and deep for like a lot of like years. And then when I finally matured into understanding why he's built the way he is, why he has to be so tough, and why, and what all that toughness has done for us, it's kept us on the straight and narrow.
Facts.
You know what I mean? He didn't let us, you know? So I started to appreciate that. I started to get it and understand it. So I started opening up to him a bit more too, and be like, yo, I'm proud of you, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was important.
Absolutely.
It was very important, man. Very important.
That's wonderful. Now, hip hop internationally, globally, has gone through its phases, where it looks like different genres have come, and you know, just taking over, and pop music, this, that, Afrobeats, all sorts, Latin music. However, people speak about what beef does for hip hop. We see what happened with Drake and Kendrick. You know, it's not like Kendrick hadn't been a bar lord for years. It's not like Drake ain't a king for years. But the minute they went head to head, hip hop became the #1 headline in the world. South African hip hop took over Africa. When Casper and AKA was all over each other.
One of the
you've
greatest
been in
beefs
one
ever.
or two subliminals here and there. Do you think beef is necessary for hip hop to thrive?
I think so. I think so. As much as it's not fun when you're in it, I think it's vital to the livelihood of hip hop, man, because it's a competitive sport anyways, you know, we're here to go crazy. I mean, besides making like the hits and stuff like that, we also just want to test each other's strength, you know, how far can you really take it? How good is your flow type shit, you know what I mean? So I think it is. I think it is, man. And it's nice when it's like that, when we understand that, yo, this is music. We're not trying to, no blood needs to spill
out of
here.
the studio attacking each other.
That doesn't really need to happen. You know, unfortunately, it ends up happening that way. But no, I definitely agree.
And when the Drake and Kendrick stuff was going on, it felt like we had to pick a side. What side were you on?
I'm not gonna lie. At first I was on Drake's side. I was like,
you flipped?
Yeah, because I was like, yo, Drake is gonna hit him with the hits. There's no way Drake loses this, right? I was like, Drake is gonna dish you, but he's gonna dish you with a smash.
He's
You're
gonna
gonna
put
hear
something
it
in the
everywhere.
club.
And then Kendrick did that to
flips
him. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect that at all. Man, Kendrick won. It's like there's no denying that.
Do you take anything away from that as a hip hop artist yourself? And what were some of the lessons that you learned from that battle that you think you can kind of take a few?
Definitely make it catchy. Definitely.
Because that lasts the longest.
That lasts the longest. It just rings off in people's heads 24/7.
Absolutely.
What else? You really need to know your opponent. I think that's why I avoid beef so much. I don't know nothing about these niggas.
Because
like, what would I say about him? You know, I don't know anything about him. But knowing your opponent really helps. It gives you the upper hand for sure. Because then you get to come with the, you know what I mean?
You throw those stuff in there.
Cut him at the knees.
It's
go crazy.
impactful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now fast forward to 2024 now, you've kind of surprised the world with a joint project.
Yes, sir.
With a fantastic producer who you worked with in the past.
Yes.
You know, Leka from the UK, Nigerian heritage.
Yeah, my brother, man.
Yeah, the good thing is, when I look at you in the last couple of years, there's something about you as a young person still thinking ahead and making collaborative efforts. You went on a collaborative tour with Casper, never been done before in Africa. Hip hop joint tour. Headliners across Africa. Fantastic. Is on Amazon now. I've watched that. Incredible piece of work.
Thank you, man.
Again, I saw what you did with Zulu Man in Tokyo. That was brilliant. Helped us through the pandemic. Excited the whole of us. But now, fast forward to 2024, you teamed up with a producer who's made incredible hits. The Afrobeats, you know, from Malay to the list goes on. Where did you guys team up? How did you meet? And how did the decision to work on a joint project?
So me and him met in London. London is like one of my favorite places to, like outside of home, favorite place to record.
Yeah.
Like ever, you know? So we linked up in London, first session, played me a couple of beats, whatever, did a couple ideas. Second session, we made a song. I'm like, okay, this is definitely going on the album. We definitely there's a synergy here, you know what I mean? Let's just keep milking it and see what happens. And so he decided he was gonna take a trip to South Africa. He's like, yo, I'm gonna come out to South Africa. I was like, yeah, for sure, come through. We'll hold you down. We'll show you the city. We'll make sure you have the most fun. Yeah, and while we were there, we're still sending joints back and forth. And then someone from the team was like, you guys should just do a tape at this point. And we were just like, yeah, why not do a tape? That'll be fire, you know what I mean? And then yeah, we just kept building and building and building and working with titles and all that kind of stuff, and it just came together, man. It came together. We have a surprise coming too. We're not done.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, we're not done.
Is this supposed to be? This is what we've done, and then we're moving ahead.
No, absolutely not. We have some.
It's a plan.
Yeah. I don't want to spill the beans.
You don't want to spill the beans, but it's a plan. Now, finally, I met up with the team earlier on in the year, and I was like going crazy on them, like, yo, Nasty C is one of the craziest rappers, musician in Africa. The album's crazy. I need to see a lot more with Nasty, doing some Afrobeats type stuff, jumping on them beats, that type of stuff. Because I know we saw what Lemonade did. You know, we know that you can rock with all this. The one you had with, what's it called, David O to Run Town, back to back type of stuff. What are your thoughts about a lot more work with the Afrobeats melodic sides, you know, the club jumping type of stuff that's happening in West Africa?
Oh yeah, I'm tapping into it heavy now. I think I was shy at first. I felt like an imposter.
Because you're a rapper.
I'm a rapper, dog. Yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't even know how to dance, man. What am I gonna do on stage when the song comes on, you know? But working with these incredible artists that are just like masters at what they do. They held my hand throughout the whole process. They were like, bro, just trust me. Just do your thing. Just have fun. Don't even worry about it. Don't think about it too much. I was like, okay, cool. So the more I started doing it, the more I was like, yeah, this actually feels natural. I don't feel like an imposter at all. You know, I don't know what I was so scared of.
African.
Yeah, it's in my blood anyways, you know?
This is natural to
you. Absolutely, yeah. Oh. So now I'm not even scared to jump on Amapiano beat, Afrobeats, whatever.
That's amazing, man. Listen, that's incredible. I think, seeing you work with the guys. Went to Nigeria. How was the trip to Nigeria after a while? Like,
that's home.
You went to Abuja,
yeah, we're going back there. As soon as I get home, we spend like a week or 2 weeks at home, and then we go to Niger for a couple of days too. Yeah, now that's home, man.
Listen, I was looking at YouTube recently, and I thought to myself, obviously Nigeria has we're a loudspeaker, so whenever our artists do incredible things, we put it out there. Oh, they pop up on the Breakfast Club, they go here. We tell the world. So it feels like Nigeria's running this stuff. But I was looking at American media, Sway, Breakfast Club, DJ Who Kid, Big Boy, and I'm seeing Nasty, Casper, AKA, back to back, running through these chairs, touching this international media and American sides. Like, you guys have really made those places home. Do you think that if you were in South Africa, and I'm thinking, you, AKA Casper, with the amount of work you've done on the American hip-hop promo marketing side, do you think you would have gotten a lot more flowers than you get right now?
If we were from, say, the States or something? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. You know, back at home, and it's changing now. It's not like this anymore. But back in the day, we used to get clowned for sounding too American, dressing too American. So before people gave us their full support, they would always be like, it's dope, but this is not us. You know, I'll listen to it, but I'm not gonna come to the show. There's no ways I'm coming to the show when I'm not buying the merch or something like that. So it was always like half and half, you know? But I think now people they understand that music is a language, it's its own language. Whatever genre you pick, whatever cadence you pick, that's it. That's the flavor you decide to put on your identity sonically. That's your identity sonically. If I decide to do a Russian accent today, that's what my identity sonically is. And if it comes out fire, then that's it. You know what I mean? I think now people are understanding of that, and they don't frown upon it as much as they used to back in the day. We used to get crucified for that stuff.
I know that.
Oh yeah, people used to stop me in the street and be like, yo, why don't you reference Zulu? What is this? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, but now they understand, you know, we're expressing ourselves here. So anywhere we choose to do that, as long as the product comes out clear and people understand it, they get the message and it touches somebody, that's it. mission accomplished.
Absolutely. Your relationships are long in America. OK to T.I., the list goes on.
Yeah.
Finally, what are your thoughts about working with these American guys?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're with them? Do you think that you get the right kind of like they that you're one of us type thing?
I can't say for sure, right? But the people that I've worked with, I think because of just who I am, even when we meet each other, I'm not this overzealous, like very loud guy in your face about my talent and all that kind of stuff. Just very grateful to be there, shake your hand, get to know you on a one-on-one, and then we talk music after that. So it's like, it's more real, no one's faking anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, in my experience, they've been great, man.
Absolutely.
They've been great. Like we've built like on a brother to brother basis. Like with T.I., it's like, we're close now, you know what I mean?
That's
and that's
amazing.
crazy for me because that's the reason I started making music.
That's
so
a legend right
it's like,
there.
full circle. And me and his son are locked in too, Damani.
Wow.
Yeah, I took him to SA. We did a tour in SA, took him around and stuff like that. We almost did a tape too. We worked on a lot of music together, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
look
you
at
know,
that.
so it's like genuine connections that we're building out there.
I remember social media went crazy when Chris Brown posted your
the freestyle. Yeah,
on his
yeah.
story.
Yeah, that was wild.
When he posted that up, first of all, how did you get to know that? And have you had the opportunity to maybe tap in with a brother since?
Yeah, well, obviously I saw on the gram. I had no idea until I went on the gram. I was
No
like,
way.
Shit. I was like, what? Yeah. I saw it on my Explorer, actually. I think one of like the blogs, like the hip-hop blog pages, whatever, they posted it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not real. I went on Chris Brown's thing and I saw it. I was like, oh, shit. And then after that, a lot of things started to happen where it was like his name will pop up next to my name and stuff like that. I was in London when he was on his tour.
Yes.
And I went to the O2 to watch him. I think 2 nights back to back. That was amazing. So I got to meet him there actually. We exchanged numbers and stuff like that. But as far as music, we haven't really made anything. Yeah. That's gonna be crazy.
I know it's
Yeah,
going
when
to
it
be
happens.
crazy.
Yeah, when it happens.
I know that's going to be a global smash. He's coming to South Africa.
Yeah.
I know
That's gonna be wild.
the team is deep with contacts, man.
I know Kevin's on it already. I
Have
know
we
it.
started
Kevin's
making the calls?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What about the thoughts like in South Africa? Because there's been a little bit of negativity towards the fact that he's coming over. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't really think too much about like the politics and I don't really hold people's past against them like that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah, people make mistakes, man, and then
We all do.
what's crazy is even if people see you pay for your mistakes, they don't
still
really
don't wanna forgive
they
you.
still don't want to forgive you. Like they hold that grudge as if they're perfect, as
Yes.
if as if they've been forgiven for all
Yeah.
their mistakes. And it's just like, yo, you have to give people a chance, man. He's done so much to prove that he's a better person, a better man, he's a better artist for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really think about it too much, but I think people need to just go easy on him just a little bit.
Yeah. Paris, London, Cologne, you're in Munich now.
Yeah.
Finally, what were your expectations coming to this tour? And how has it been so far? Tonight's going to be crazy Munich. Shout out to the whole, JY's Entertainment, everybody. Yeah,
It was
how's
a
been?
roller coaster, man.
London was crazy.
I was gassed at first, right? Like I was super excited. And then I found out a lot of our guys couldn't get their visas. They got declined. So then it was like,
still
yo,
deal
my
with
heart sank. I'm like, yo, how am I gonna do this
Your own
without
team,
my
without
team?
your own team.
You know what I mean? And then it's when we started seeing like the ticket sales and stuff like that, I started to just be grateful for the fact that there's people waiting for me in Amsterdam to come see me
Right.
perform. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, we're gonna have to make this work one way or another. My DJ and my engineer, which are the two most important people I need, they couldn't make it. So every single stop we went to, besides for London. They made it in London. We had a great show.
No, that was
Right?
That was show.
And then next day, and all the dates that followed after that, and even before that, I meet the DJ 2 hours before I have to perform.
Wow.
And I have to take him through how I do my performance. Like I was like, yo, listen, when I do this, it means this. When I do, you know what I mean? So it was crazy, man. But I think it was a test, and we passed. We're ready. No matter what the hurdle, we'll figure it out. We'll jump over it, and we'll make it to the other side. I'm done it. Kevin's had to be my backup.
Hype man, everything.
My hype man is it. He's managing, but then it's crazy. It's crazy. We made it work, man. And my favorite out of like these tricky situations was it Amsterdam? Where was it when we pulled up and it was like 7 people and we were like, oh,
What's going on?
was it Berlin? I think it's Amsterdam. But yeah, we pulled up there. It was like, yo, 7 people in the car. And they were like, all right, this is
where it really, you have to talk to your fans.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I was like, yo, we can't do it the same way. I can't just do track 1, 2, 3. I can't do that. Let me do track 1, and then let me talk to these people and be like, okay, listen, guys, it's 12 of us in this room, right? If we don't get together and make this like a hangout, it's gonna be very awkward. So it's like, yo, just come closer, man. Let's just have fun. You know, we're here. I'm here. I'm grateful that you guys came. We're gonna have fun regardless. And then it just started growing. And then before I knew it, I looked up and the room was full.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like,
like, how do I go back to Durban like that?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. That was a moment, though.
That's amazing.
That's gonna be a crazy story to tell when we get back there. We're doing stadiums and festivals and stuff like that.
Facts.
And we have it all on footage, too.
I saw a documentary with Travis Scott where he had 12 people in the audience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I get excited when that kind of stuff happens
Absolutely.
because I know the story is gonna be worth it in the
Absolutely.
end. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm a public fan of Nasty C, musically, and yourself and how you represent yourself, how you move. The talent is incredible. I think it's unmatched globally, not only in Africa. I want you to know that, in my opinion, you're one of the best rappers right now in the world. That means a lot. And I'll mention your name anywhere. And that's because your talent is crazy.
That means a lot.
You know, so I'm excited. I've seen you a couple of times. I'm excited to see you in Munich.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have a ball like I did in London.
Oh yeah.
And really big shout outs to the entire team, man. You know, I'm stoked. The project is out right now with Leka.
Yes, sir.
Go check that out. It's part of a bigger play, like he said. Make sure you go check that out.
Come on now.
Listen, man, my brother. Thanks for speaking to me.
Thank you,
and I look forward to speaking to you a lot more.
Yes, sir.
This has been the Afrobeats podcast, supported by the Energy God Energy Drink, iconicdistro.com. Peace. Shout out to Nick, too. My man's been patient. And we out.